Welcome back to Ravens Today. I'm your host, Connor Gioffreda, giving you all the updates on anything and all things Ravens. First up, we got CBS reporter labeling Mike Green, our second round pick, as the next Terrell Suggs, as the next Sizzle. Bold claim here, but let's go into it. Okay, Mike Renner with CBS Sports called Mike Green the next Terrell Suggs because he, according to Renner, is so explosive. His bend is good. He has relentless pass rusher, and he's a great run defender. Okay, then that's a bold claim in my book because when Terrell Suggs for years was the elitist, I'm saying elitist pass rusher the Ravens have ever had, the most elite. So labeling him as the next Terrell Suggs, I mean, we've seen that before. We thought Odafe Oweh was going to be the next Terrell Suggs. I mean, he's could be eventually, but claiming it right now for Mike Green to hold that mantle, it's bold. But I'm excited. I think that Mike Green could absolutely be the next guy up, but well, I guess we'll have to see. And with all the allegations against him, we still have to make sure that he's still going to be on the team in the long run. But if we're already labeling him as the next Terrell Suggs, I just can't wait for him to be on that field. Moving on, B. Halcone, the Ravens' sixth round pick, is super excited to be on the Ravens. He's super excited. He's ready to go. He is the corner that I had mentioned before during one of my draft videos that he is a very good coverage corner, but he lacks top end speed and straight tackling. But again, I like his enthusiasm. I think that again he'll need some time to develop, but that level of enthusiasm, especially when you're presenting it to the GM that way, it's really awesome to see. It's really exciting because he wants to be able to make that roster, not be a developmental pick. He wants to be someone that the Ravens defense can rely on and someone that, can work his butt off to be one of the starter corners on the team. I do believe that he'll probably have a special teams role and he'll just develop more as a corner, but in his first year. But we could see him, if he puts in the work, we could see him as a one of the Ravens starting corners. I mean, at this point, if he's giving me this level of enthusiasm to be a Raven and he wants to put in the work, I think he could be better than Brandon Stevens. Just throwing that out there. Also, getting an update on the Derrick Henry contract situation. So Ravens have some decisions to make when it comes to their cap next year. I'll get into that in a little bit. But, Derrick Henry had a really awesome year, ran for almost 2,000 yards and led the league in rushing touchdowns. He will probably want to ask for a little bit more money than what we initially gave him in that 2-year contract we gave him. And I mean, I'm all for it. I want Derrick Henry to retire a Raven, and he wants to retire a Raven. He said it himself. But the Ravens do have to make some decisions. I think, obviously, that they will make that decision of keeping Derrick Henry and signing him to like another 2-year deal, or a 1-year deal where he gets paid a little bit more, and it doesn't affect the cap that much. But I guess we'll have to see because, again, when you're coming off a career or almost a career year on the Ravens like that, setting a franchise record and longest run in one play on franchise history, that one against the Bills where he ran for 87 yards, franchise record for rushing touchdowns. He's going to want some more money than what the Ravens are going to initially give him. So, but I think the Ravens are willing to cough it up because he's more than proven himself, and he is an elite man on this offense. And him and Lamar in the back, I mean, you just can't stop something like that. I think that the Ravens are absolutely going to give him the money he wants, in terms of the longevity, in terms of what he has produced last season and hopefully what he produces this season. Like I said, we're going to get into a little bit of the cap. The Ravens do have some decisions to make here. They have a cap problem for 2026. The top 5 cap hits account for 58% of the cap space. It's more than half of the cap space. Okay, so these top 5 include Lamar Jackson, Madubuike, Roquan Smith, Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton's 5th-year option. Obviously, we're going to sign him to an extension, and that'll probably bring the cap space down a little bit, but I'm just leaving it out there for now that the Ravens do have a problem in 2026 in terms of cap with Kyle Hamilton's 5th-year option. Here's what the Ravens need to do. They to bring that down significantly. I mean, I'm not worried about this at all, but let's get into it. Lamar Jackson will have a $74 million cap hit in 2026. That's a lot of money. So what the Ravens need to do is sign Lamar to a new deal, one that isn't going to affect the cap as much as it does now, but it's going to still affect it sometime in the future. But the Ravens will obviously handle that when that time comes. And obviously they have their quarterback for the next 5 years, or however long they decide to keep Lamar. But they do have a cap space problem in 2026. I think it's going to be addressed. We might not keep some players, as all teams tend not to keep all of their players in the next year when it becomes a cap space problem. But I think that the Ravens are going to keep key players in their lineup. Like, they're going to keep Marlon Humphrey. They're going to keep Roquan. They're going to keep Lamar. They're going to keep Madubuike because we re-signed him just over a year ago. And obviously, I think they're going to keep Kyle. They're just going to have to make some contracts where they have to worry about the cap space in later on rather than right now, because these are our best players on the team, offense and defense. Throw Derrick Henry's name into that because, he will have to be signed to a contract extension eventually, and I think the Ravens will do it, like I've said. But this is the problem that they have right now. But again, I'm not really worried about it because I know that GM Eric DeCosta will work some magic and be able to keep all of these guys for the foreseeable future and, account for LJ's cap hit. They're going to sign Lamar probably because Lamar doesn't like to do contract talks in the middle of the season. He's just locked in on all things football during football season. So they might, talk with Lamar a little bit about it during training camp, during, maybe the preseason, but when the regular season week 1 starts, it's off the table. But again, not really worried about it because we were able to sign Lamar Jackson before and we can do it again. If it's not this summer, it's going to be during the off season of 2026. Again, nothing to worry about here, but we do have an issue that we, in terms of cap space in 2026, that needs to be addressed. Thank you for tuning in to Ravens Today. I'm your host, Connor Gioffreda. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video. I'll keep you guys tuned in on all things Ravens. Have a good day.